Welcome back. YCN Sports Talk, one final segment. Dave Collins, Jeremy Stout. And Dave, we have some local stuff to get to. Dartmouth Big Green football in action last week, Friday night, opening their Ivy League schedule. Didn't go so well.
No, and it looked like Penn was in total control of that game, sort of from beginning to end. Now they go down to Yale, a team that they can beat, and they must beat because they lost their Ivy League opener against Penn, so they got to beat the Bulldogs down in New Haven.
So coming off that loss, tough. They opened the season 2-0, so very nice, and not conference. Now they come back and they lose this first one. Do you think this is a situation where they're not out of it? But this next one is a must-win because you can't fall 2 games behind.
Yeah. And the Big Green are a better team on paper, even going down on the road against Yale.
Oh, right. No question about that. So they win this one, hopefully. Then they come home. It's another questionable one where the Towson. So they still they haven't gotten into the Ivy League schedule
one more
completely.
non-conference
One
game.
more non-conference. So going by what you saw against another Ivy League team on Friday night, do you think this team can compete? Jack Hennigan looked good, played really well. He threw a couple tough interceptions. Not that they were his fault at all. Does this team have what it takes to repeat possibly?
Yeah, you're not out of it until I think you lose at least your second Ivy League game. That won't come for another 2. They can beat Yale, then they got Towson.
Right.
Then the rest of the schedule is Ivy League. You got to beat Yale in order to think that you have a hope towards November.
And then when you play Harvard, you're probably going to have to beat them.
Yep.
Obviously Yale and or Penn and Harvard play, so one of them's going to lose. So you hope. In Cornell, I believe they won their first game, Ivy League game. So
it's going to be tough as we get down the stretch.
Jumbled up in the Ivy League as always. Okay, some other local stuff you had.
Thetford Academy girls soccer. I want to say hello to the Davis family as well. They are 8-0, the girls soccer team. They beat Rivendell earlier this week 2-0. They've only given up 1 goal.
Wow.
1 goal this season.
Not bad.
Good luck to the Thetford girls in Vermont. And we could touch on hockey once the baseball season is done. I'm looking for a big season from the Flyers. Josh, Chris, your Devils, not so sure about them playing in Newark. And it looks like Brad Marchand's going to be sort of the star for the Bruins right now.
Yeah, and we'll get into that a little bit more, but do you see that Eastern Conference kind of being pretty balanced between Philadelphia should be up there, Boston should be up there, New Jersey, New York Islanders?
Yep. And I think Claude Julien, this is it for him. He's got to make some noise.
Yeah.
For the Bruins.
Too
far removed from Stanley Cup runs.
Right, and we can get into it obviously later once we see what's happening. But do you think their strategy of, it doesn't seem like they've embraced the real NHL now. It's all fast and goal scoring and get the puck up there and score. But they kind of are sticking to that defensive mentality. Is that kind of backwards?
I'm not sure. The tough guy mentality doesn't really work in the NHL anymore. The Flyers love to do that. Even in the 90s when it wasn't possible, then you had the Devils with the defensive trap where it was just boring hockey and they'd win 3-2 games or 2-1 games. Right now, you're always looking for that goaltender. I know it's only October. You're looking for that goaltender that can stand out at the All-Star break, see if you can grab a hold of him and ride him to the playoffs.
Right.
But it's early on. For me, hockey season doesn't start until usually the Jets are eliminated, and that's sometimes December.
Might be soon.
Yeah, it might be soon, but sometimes January is when I start paying attention to the NHL season.
So speaking of the Jets, we'll get back to the gridiron now. We have to make our picks. We've got a couple minutes left in the show. So we'll go Patriots at Browns. We all thought Patriots would win last week. Are we going to go back to the well there again?
Yes.
Okay. I'm
Patriots are good to go.
Jets, Steelers.
Oh, gosh. Now, I go back to what the Steelers did in Philadelphia, which was absolutely nothing 2 weeks ago. But then I also saw how they played on Sunday night.
Right.
And it's like, okay, this is a Jekyll and Hyde team. I know what I'm getting from the Jets. So I'll take Pittsburgh.
I'll take Pittsburgh as well. Really no question for me on that one. This is a toss-up game. Pretty much even line. Bengals go to Dallas to play the Cowboys.
I have the Bengals, and I don't know why.
I do too.
Because I like Dak Scott, but I just have a feeling it's not all there right now.
I take the Bengals too. So 3 agree on those. Redskins at Ravens.
I picked this game simply because it's the Battle of the Beltway.
Right, yeah.
And the Redskins surprised the Giants. Well, that was early on. The Giants are on a downfall right now, so how big is that win for Washington? But Baltimore is at the top of the AFC North right now, and they're going to go head-to-head against Pittsburgh in a few weeks. So I think this is sort of a proven, we got to win this game for Baltimore. It's at home in Baltimore against the Redskins.
Baltimore.
Taking the Ravens.
I am too. That's going to be 4 in a row. Okay, just Sunday night, Giants-Packers. I'm taking the Packers. I don't think there's any way Giants win this game. Let's say
I want to take the Giants. I want to say Eli's going to throw for 4 touchdowns, and Odell Beckham's going to score 3 of those. But for some reason, prime time Sunday night football up in Green Bay, I'm going to lean towards the Packers.
All right, that's going to do it for our picks. Don't forget, you can tune in every Wednesday night at 7:30 p.m. when YCN Sports Talk debuts each week. For Dave Collins, I'm Jeremy Stout. Thanks for watching.